Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Blonde Café Podcast. I'm your host, Brooke MUA, and I'm your 29-year-old millennial gal just out here living my best life. And I'm here to help give you the tips, tricks, and tools to live your best life. And today I am joined by a very special person. As you can see, her name is Gaby Roby, and she is my personal, I'm going to be professional about it. She's my personal makeup artist. She is wonderful and an absolute joy to have on here. I have gotten to know her both personally and professionally. We started to get to know each other back when I did the Beauty Boost. And then we evolved from there. She did the makeup for my wedding. She's getting ready to do the makeup for my upcoming appearance on Living 757. So, and she's just an absolute delight. Like, she is the most like calming yet fun yet hype you up girl type of energy. And you're going to love listening to her. Yeah. So welcome, Gaby.
Hi, thanks for having me. You're excited to be here.
You're welcome. I have a couple questions that I know I ran past you beforehand, so I figured we could jump in, or is there anything else that you want to tell the listeners specifically about yourself?
Not really, but I guess I could do like kind of my own introduction.
Yeah, for sure.
My name is Gaby Roby Fortune, but my business name is Gaby Roby MUA. I'm primarily a bridal makeup artist, but I also do special event makeup and hair with some like commercial and production makeup and hair, but primarily I do bridal makeup. I've been doing makeup for almost 10 years. Next year will be 10 years for me. And I've been fully self-employed as a makeup artist for almost 3 years in November. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and I feel like you have quite the journey from going like regular professional makeup artist, and then you're like, actually, I'm gonna take this on my own. Like, I'm gonna really, really put myself out there. So how did you do that and make that transition?
Yeah, so before I went out on my own, before then, I had been doing makeup professionally for about 6 or 7 years. My makeup artist journey really began at the Makeup School by Sarah Rolland in Virginia Beach. I was a student there and I graduated, and I went back to work for the school for 6 to 7 years. Throughout that time, I was like an artist on their professional team, but I was also their office and operations manager. And around the time that I struck out on my own, I was also teaching their long-term makeup program. So I was doing a lot.
Yeah.
I was doing the most there.
Right.
And I really just, it's like I was looking at my books one day and I was going through, all my bookings for the next year. And it dawned on me that about 95% of those clients booked me as an artist through the team because they specifically wanted to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized that, I was like, maybe it's time, and it's a good time for me to finally do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I did, and my former boss was so excited for me. She was like, I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. She was super hyped for me. But yeah, I love doing my own thing. I love working for myself. I would say probably the the reason why and the big motivation behind why I felt confident enough to do that was my husband, my then and my now husband. He was like, I would tell him, I'd be like, I really want to, I want to work for myself, but I don't know. What if no one ever books me again? And like that was not true. Just let it. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, these people they're beating down your door for you to do the makeup. And he was really the one that pushed me to do that. So I'm very glad.
Yes.
And
We love a supportive man.
Oh my gosh, we love a supportive man. For sure. He is the most supportive angel man, but really, he was actually the reason that I had the courage to do my own thing.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like you kind of need that nudge where you're like, you're all up in your head about something and you're like, oh my gosh, like I have this idea, but am I crazy? I don't know. And then it's nice to hear
Yeah.
somebody like validate it and be like, no, you're legit. You can do this. Like,
Mhm. For sure.
yeah.
And I'm very glad he did that for me.
Yeah. Reasons why he became your husband eventually. You're like, okay, he's
Literally.
legit. He's sticking around.
Literally, my biggest fan.
Yes. It's awesome. And so, what made you kind of have this passion for makeup and how, when you put yourself together, it makes you feel a certain type of way and helping other people feel that type of way? Like, how can it impact your life and feel your best?
Yeah, I've always been so obsessed, first of all, with makeup since I was like really, really little. I feel like some of my earliest memories are watching my mom and my grandmother do their makeup and just
Oh, yeah.
being so in awe of the power of transformation because that's really what it is for most people, I think. Just really being so in awe of that. Um, Also, just having like a lifelong interest in art, specifically fine art.
Ooh,
That
okay.
was
Yeah.
a big thing for me too.
Uh-huh.
Um, but there's just nothing like working with a client. And when I have a client come to me and they get in my chair, and sometimes if I'm at a studio, they're in front of a mirror and I can
Mhm.
see them mentally looking at themselves and they're kind of picking themselves apart, sometimes verbally too. Uh,
Yeah.
but then as I start to work with them and I feel like I slowly see them open up, and then, either at the end of the session or, if I'm working a wedding when they finally see themselves and
Mhm.
they feel so confident and so good. And like next thing I know, they're like in the corner taking selfies. And
Yes.
it's just so powerful for me, and it makes me feel so good, um,
Yeah,
and is empowering for me to be able to make someone feel like that.
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the main reason why I love doing what I do, but also why I do bridal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's like the ultimate, like you want to feel like you're most beautiful on your wedding day, I feel like.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And especially when there's like, as you know, when there's
Mhm.
so much going on and you
Yes.
feel like you haven't had a moment to breathe, and
Mhm.
you can get in my chair and have absolute peace and know that you're in very good hands, and I will never ever add anything to stress you out on on a day where you're probably, really stressed out. Um,
Right.
yeah, I just love that feeling.
And you're like the most calming energy on the wedding day. Like I don't know about
You.
anybody else, but like I wanted to keep sitting in your chair. I'm like, I'll just stay here all day. I don't need to go downstairs. I don't need to
That
do anything
you.
else. Like,
Thank you so much. I read every single one of my reviews, like that I get on
oh.
Google and Wedding Wire, and beyond, like, Gabby made me look like a flawless princess. Like, my favorite reviews are when people mention how calming of a presence I have.
Hmm.
Um, and when people say my voice is soothing, I'm like, oh my God.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
Oh,
It
yay. I love
is.
that.
Yeah, you have like the angel voice aspect, and you're just like,
Oh,
hey, how are you doing? Like, everything else is like literally on fire behind, and then you're like, it's all good. Don't worry. We're going to make you beautiful. You're doing
yeah.
great. Like,
Just look at me. Nothing else matters.
yes, you're like the ultimate, like, Chris Jenner. You're doing great, sweetie. Like, that's you. It's the
Oh, I
best.
love it.
Yeah. So what do you think, like I know you touched on women when we especially get in the mirror. Sometimes it is like internal, sometimes it's verbal, and we pick ourselves apart, and it's like, and it could be something like different from day to day. I feel like today I'm like, oh, my eyebrow looks funny, or like tomorrow I'll be like, oh, like I didn't never notice my nose pores, and then now all of a sudden I'm really focused on my nose pores.
Mhm.
um but what do you think that what's one makeup step that women tend to overcomplicate, like when they're doing their own makeup?
I okay, so I would have to say, I mean, women really overcomplicate things that should not be stressful
Yeah.
in terms of makeup. I teach a lot of private lessons, and probably my number one request, I would say, is how to do winged liner. And I
Mm.
feel
Okay.
like women put I don't know why they put so much pressure on themselves to use liquid liner when that is
Yes.
the most stressful makeup product ever.
Hmm.
Product specifically, it's like it can smell your fear. Like when you
Yes.
open it, and
100%.
you get really, really close, doing one eye, and you make that eye look perfect, and then you pull your face away and you're like, oh my God, this is up here and that's down there.
Hmm.
I wish that for the everyday woman, I wish we could not feel pressured to do liquid liner for wings, especially. And
Yep. Mm.
literally, there's so many other great tools for liner. My favorite of all time liner is pencil.
Okay.
Oh my
Good to
gosh,
know.
like you just take pencil liner and you do some dots at your lash line and you get a blending brush and smooth it out, and it looks super elegant but kind of effortless at the same time, but like you tried when you really didn't, and
Hmm.
it's not complicated, and it just takes the stress out of it.
Yeah, I like that. And
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if it's like if you've noticed or if it's like a millennial thing or whatever, but 100% everybody is stuck in that 2016 I must use like the Kat Von D liquid liner like type
Yes.
of mentality, I feel like when it
Yeah,
comes to the
Miracle
wing.
Liner is really good. I actually do have that
Yeah.
one in my professional kit.
Hmm.
I don't use it that much, but it's kind of just there in case I need it.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say anything that's overcomplicated are things that stress you out, and makeup should not stress you out. It should
Right.
be a part of your routine. If you choose to have that, if that's the thing that, makes you feel good, you
Hmm.
shouldn't be starting your day off feeling stressed out and, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And
Ah,
you mess up, and then it's like 20 more minutes of fixing it. Like stuff like that, you don't need in your life. You don't.
yes.
Yeah.
That's so true. And if you think about it too, it's like people are getting ready for work. Usually, like you only have, like a couple minutes or whatever. So it's like when something goes wrong, it's like everything else is terrible immediately.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like, and I'm definitely gonna try that eyeliner trick now because I typically don't wear eyeliner because of that reason. Or it gets
Mhm.
like really smudged, or got one over here, one over here. I don't know. Like, yeah. But catch me out here. I'm gonna try it and then I'll tag you in it. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Please do, and then report back to me, because
Yeah,
I guarantee it will be a much better experience that way.
100%. I have all the confidence. You could literally tell me like jump in a circle 3 times and then put on your mascara and I'd be like, "Sure." Like, "Okay, that's what I have to do now." Like
Yeah. I love
um
it.
yeah. But if somebody so we talked about like rushing and like, like if one thing goes wrong, it's crazy town. If somebody only has like 5 minutes in the morning, what's their staples? What's their go-to?
So I have a 5-minute routine
Okay.
that I use a lot,
Mhm.
usually when I have a really, really early call time, but I still want to look. I mean, I'm talking like having to leave my house at 5 in the morning to like
Dang.
drive to, a destination wedding. Um,
Mhm.
this takes me literally 5 minutes to do.
Okay.
So First of all, you always want to start makeup on cleansed, hydrated skin. So
Mm-hmm.
take a little bit of time to do, your full skin routine. I curl my lashes.
Fun.
I have to curl mine. Mine are very
Yeah.
straight. I curl my lashes. I do mascara. I'll do a tinted brow gel. I will do a skin tint with like a dry sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Do a couple dots of concealer where I need it. Cream blush and like a lip gloss. 5 minutes.
Okay.
And I mean, there's so many, different variations of that. Like, if you're not
Mm-hmm.
really a blush person, you can just throw on some bronzer.
Yep.
Uh, if you're not, a lip gloss person, you can, do traditional lipstick and then kind of use that as your cream blush. I do that sometimes.
Ooh, okay.
Um,
I like that.
yeah. And then that ends up being like this really pretty, very intentional looking kind of monochromatic effect. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's my 5 minute routine. And then if I have
I
a
love it.
little bit more time, like maybe, 10 minutes,
Uh-huh.
I'll do bronzer and set my face with powder and do setting spray.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of blended pencil liner if I can
Mm-hmm.
get that in there. But
Yep.
yeah, I really just focus on if I only have 5 minutes, I really just like to make sure my skin looks good. And I
Yep.
define my lashes and my brows a little bit more because they're so blonde. And if I don't, I feel like I just look like a
Feel
beige.
that.
Tool.
Yes.
I know you
Uh-huh.
know.
Yup. Yeah. That was one thing, y'all, reasons why I picked Gabby. If you are a fellow, like, blonde hair, light eyelashes, light eyebrows type of gal, like, she is your go-to. Because I was like, I don't think other people quite understand the pain of, like, literally just trying to search for your eyelashes, search for your eyebrows.
Yes,
Yeah.
I 100% empathize.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm interested. So you talked about using a dry brush with the skin tint. So,
Yes,
yeah,
I
tell me
like
more.
to use. I'm going to show you my personal one, which is
Yeah,
dirty. I don't care. I feel like this is a judgment-free zone. I use a
for
dry
sure.
sponge.
Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
I will wash this for whoever is watching. I will wash this, and it is
Oh,
my
girl.
one. Uh,
Mine looks like
I
that at
love
all
the
times.
ones from Shop Miss A. They're
Yes.
just like the Beauty Blender, but they come in a pack of six, I think, for like $10.
Hmm.
Um, they last forever, and the texture is really nice and soft too. But I prefer to use a dry sponge on myself and on my clients because I feel like with foundation and concealer and stuff, I
Hmm.
feel like the product developers have already put the perfect amount of water in there for it
Oh,
to
good point.
be chemically sound and do what it's supposed to do for your skin. I feel like you're
Mhm.
not supposed to add more water to a formula that's already perfected. Um,
Yeah.
and then like when you dampen a sponge and you're adding water to a product, you're really thinning that product out. So if you're
Hmm.
using like a skin tint, which is already sheer, you're gonna get basically no coverage if you do that. So
Yeah.
like a dry sponge.
I love it. I'm learning all of the things right now. Like I'm
Yeah.
usually like a damp sponge girl, but now I'm gonna be out here trying all the things.
Mhm.
That and then my eyeliner and everything. I'm gonna have like a whole new
Yeah.
look in a second.
I love it.
Yeah. What's one thing that you wish people would stop believing, like a makeup myth type of situation?
Okay, when you sent me the notes for this, I was so
Yeah.
excited when I came across this question because I love
Yes.
talking about this.
Do
Um,
it.
there's a lot of marketing for under eye concealer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of marketing for like all makeup, but
Yeah.
when I come across a product that is, oh my gosh, there's a fly in here. Hold on. I had to redo that one. It's making me.
You're all good.
Okay, it's over there. Um, yeah,
Bloopers.
so I was so excited when I got to this question because there's a lot of um, marketing surrounding under eye concealer specifically, where it
Mhm.
claims to be creaseless,
Yes.
crease proof, won't crease. That is an absolute lie. If you're
Yes.
putting any kind of makeup product on top of a place on your face that moves, that
Mhm.
expression. So right here and under here and in your smile lines right here, when
Yeah.
you move your face throughout the day, your makeup is going to move along with it because it's sitting on top.
Mhm.
So the thing I like to remind my clients is that I do techniques to prolong your makeup and
Yeah.
prolong your wear without it creasing, but it will absolutely crease eventually because you're a
Mhm.
human being. You're a human being.
100%.
Yeah. You're a human being, and unless you have like 200 units of Botox in your face, like your face is gonna move. Um,
Mhm.
and I think it's really good to, smile and have expression and go
Right.
through your day like just being yourself and just know that it's not you.
Mhm.
It's not you. It's just the fact that when you put makeup on top of the skin, it's going to move and it's going to crease. So I wish people would stop believing that because it
Yeah.
people feel bad sometimes. And
Yes.
it's not anyone's fault. It's just what makeup does, you know?
And I feel like you're like immediately alleviating a lot of people's stress right now just by saying that. Like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Like, because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not just you, it's everyone, and it
Mhm.
is just what makeup does, but knowing how to touch it up when you crease is really,
Mhm.
really helpful to know. I personally love these little powder puff triangles. I probably gave one to you on your wedding day. Like if
Yes,
you're
I might still have it
there.
somewhere. I don't.
Yes, I love these. These are good if you specifically get under eye creasing. You can just
Mhm.
take your little powder puff and just kind of smooth it back over. And you really don't need to put in like extra product on it either. I can even see myself in my viewfinder and I know that looks good.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
absolutely.
Right. And that was, you already beat me to my next question because I was going to do a follow up of like, what do we do if we're,
Yeah,
we got a
yeah.
situation?
Like if you have a powder puff and like you're out and you're at the bar and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, my under eyes are so creased right now, and you don't have one of
Mhm.
these, just make sure your hands are clean, but then take your ring finger and just kind of pat this area and it'll smooth it out if it's gotten like creased and bunched up. Don't put more
Oh,
product over it. You just need to kind of smooth it out where it's kind of like moved along with your skin. And then you should be good.
tried
Yeah,
and true.
easy.
Now, you also answered my next question was if you should put like an actual like powder, like a setting powder over top of it after you like smooth it out or no, or yeah.
Yeah, you definitely can. I just wouldn't put more unless you have wiped it away. I probably wouldn't put more concealer there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I wouldn't put a ton more powder there on that area too, because the skin is so thin under here. I
Mm-hmm.
like to do as little as I can possibly get away with
Got
while
it. Yeah.
working it up to like full coverage and
Mm-hmm.
then powdering it really well and then just kind of tapping it back into place when it moves versus keep versus if you keep adding powder and concealer to try to get it back to where it was, you're really
Right.
doing more harm than good.
Yep.
And it's going to crease anyway, so you just need to just kind of just put it back into place.
Yeah. And I know I've been like 100%. I've been that girl that's like, oh, more stuff, fix it immediately. Like, and I feel like that's kind of like the panic mode of like, oh no. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you're telling everybody this because this is like we should broadcast it, honestly.
Yeah.
Make a commercial. I don't know. But I can say that like Gabby's methods for like long wear are very tried and true, as is like my wedding day. And I'm pretty sure, like, honestly, I don't even think I washed my face that night. And then the next day, like, I was still like glowing and glam and like
Oh
ready to
my
go.
gosh. Did you stay?
I did for the most part. And then I think like halfway, like once I got home the next day, I was like, all right, now I'm gonna wash my face. But I was like, you know what? I'm too tired, whatever. And then the next day it still looked great. And I was like, yep.
OMG. I'm supposed to be mad at that, but when
Yeah.
my parents tell me, they were like, "Girl, I loved it so much I wore it to church the next day." I'm like,
Yes,
"Yes."
100%. Like, how do I keep looking this fabulous at all times?
I
That's what
love
I
it.
want. Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Now, I know like you're pretty creative when it comes to like different techniques and things like that. So, how do you kind of stay creative, but like also there's all these trends that are always going on. How do you do it like even though it's your job, how do you continue to evolve and kind of still have that flair that you have?
Yeah, I think maintaining your creativity as a makeup artist has a lot to do with the content you consume because
Mhm.
if you were a professional makeup artist, you pretty much have to have social media. Like,
Yep.
it's how
Yeah.
people find you, it's how you network with, other wedding vendors and other artists and things like that. I love following other artists, other
Mhm.
professional working artists. I love following people whose style and what they do is outside of what I do. Like
Cool.
following people who do a lot of editorial style makeup, like
Yeah.
fashion style makeup. I feel like I'm pretty influenced by that. People who do specifically red carpet makeup. I
Ooh.
really love following those, and I feel like I take a lot of techniques from that too.
Mhm.
But also beyond just makeup is really doing things that fulfill you, I
Yep.
feel, and having a hobby outside of makeup. Because when I started doing this, like my main hobby was makeup. That
Yeah.
was, I mean, would watch like lots of YouTube
That's
videos.
what I was gonna ask.
And
Yes.
it would be like 10 o'clock at night, and I'd be doing
Mhm.
like these crazy like looks on myself, like for fun. And then when I moved into making that hobby my main source of income, for
Mhm.
a while there, I kind of lost sight of the other things in my life
Yep.
that kind of lended themselves to me being a creative, like doing things outside of work.
Mhm. 100%.
And the last few years, like I got really into gardening,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
shamefully into gardening. Like this is probably my fourth year I've been doing it now. And I
Wow.
love just like standing outside and like looking at all of my flowers and
Yeah.
all the different things that I grow. I feel like that really inspires me. Like just really anything from nature. And also
Mhm.
reading too. Like I love reading. I've read about 50 books within the
Oh my
past year.
gosh.
I know
Wow.
it's a problem. Like I kind of replaced like watching TV with that. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like it's kept my imagination way more active um,
Mhm.
than kind of just, binge watching, Netflix or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel consistently much more inspired creatively when I'm doing things, like reading and gardening that trigger my brain without like
Right.
screen. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you touched on like, yeah, things outside of screens. Cause I feel like sometimes like it's hard to find that balance of like,
Mhm.
okay, do I go play on my phone for 2 hours or do I like try something else or whatever? And I think like a lot of times, what I've heard from other entrepreneurs is that people are afraid to get into the entrepreneur space because the whole like conundrum that you had of like, okay, now I'm making this thing that I once enjoyed my
Mhm.
full-time job and now all of a sudden it's like lost its luster a little bit.
Yes,
Um
for
yeah.
sure.
So I'm so glad that you said like the importance of just doing things outside of that and how like I'm sure that your gardening probably sparks like creativity because it's like flowers and pretty and like
Mhm.
colors and what if I mix
Yeah.
that with that, or I don't know, just different things. Yet, like you said, to like get your brain in different modes, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It really, I mean, beyond creativity, I feel like it just I feel like in its own way it makes me a better artist and a
Hmm.
better business person because when I take the time to, work on those hobbies outside of really my favorite all-time hobby, makeup, which I, make money off of now. I feel like when I enrich myself by doing those things, when it's time for me to sit down and, answer emails and go work a wedding, I feel like I am better at what I do because
Hmm.
I'm like mentally stimulated and I've like taken the time to do those things for myself.
Yeah, I love that. Now, I didn't know that you were such an avid reader. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
I love reading. I pretty much exclusively read fantasy.
Okay, that was
Mhm.
my next question. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love to escape. I
Okay.
don't I don't really do nonfiction. I like
Uh-huh.
for my mind to like go off into a different world essentially. Like I don't like to be
Yeah.
reminded of my life. When I'm
Yeah, that makes sense.
so I really love fantasy.
Cool. Do you have a favorite author or a favorite book series or anything?
So really what started out my love of fantasy the past year or two, I read the entire Sarah J. Maas book books, all of them. It's
Yes.
three different series, and I think it's about 16 books.
Oh my gosh.
And I know, girl, I know. So I read all of them, I think within like a year.
Okay.
And I devoured those books, and I feel like I have been chasing the high of those books ever since. Maybe not quite getting there, but it just kind of reintroduced me like to the genre that I hadn't read in so long because I loved Harry Potter when I was
Uh-huh.
a teenager, and I read
Yeah.
Sarah J. Maas's books, and I'm like, why did I stop reading the genre? What
Right.
happened? And I've pretty much just been reading different like fantasy series ever since then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always intrigued. Like I want to be that type of like fantasy reader, but
Mhm.
I've never like gone to like actually pick up a book or like things like that because I'm kind of the opposite when it comes to it where I'm like reading all of like the business books and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But then sometimes I'm like, why am I working even though I'm trying not to work? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I think you should give them a try.
I should.
If you really want to take a mental vacation,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
like really fully unplug, I love fiction, especially fantasy. It's just fun. It's just fun to
Yeah.
read. Yeah.
It is. And it's almost like a good beach read too. Like whenever you're like, I don't want to feel like I'm at work. I don't want to feel like I have to think about anything related at all to real life. Like that's kind of
Hmm.
your jam. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, I know earlier you talked about having that pivot in your career where you're like, okay, I just now started doing this full time. I know, I have to like make moves. I have to figure something out to bring that joy and that happiness. Would you say that's the pivotal point in your career where you were like, this isn't working? Or would you say there was another point where you're like, something isn't right and I need to pivot and make a transition?
Yeah, so I feel like I've had a couple points in my career that were pretty reflective.
Uh-huh.
The most recent one I would say was actually probably about a year ago. And so this point a year ago, I'd been working for myself for 2 years. I was being booked so consistently and so much, which is what every artist dreams of, right?
Right.
I was so overextended. I would look at my calendar and be like, "Oh my God, what have I done? what have
Mm-hmm.
I done? Because I would book myself on 3 weddings back to back. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
Yeah.
then come Monday, my body
Yes.
be over it to the point
Mm-hmm.
like I would be in bed for half the day, just
Mm-hmm.
physically really sore and exhausted. And I felt like I was missing out on a lot of events that I wanted to go to with friends and
Mm-hmm.
family who have normal people jobs. So my friends would be like, "Oh my gosh, there's this festival on Saturday." Like I pretty much could never go because I was
Right.
fully booked every weekend.
Mhm.
And then I talked to my husband. I was like, I really love what I do, but I'm tired. I'm
Yeah,
so,
your girl
so
is worn
tired.
out.
And he was like, work less. And I was like, I can't work less. And he was like, yes, you absolutely can. So, so what I did, I made it through that season. I made it
Mhm.
through and I started saying no a lot more. I started
Wow.
saying no to a lot more bookings. First of all. Second of all, I raised my prices.
Mhm.
And since then, I've raised my prices about 3 times.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know
I
your
gave
worth, girl.
myself, I've given myself several raises.
Yes.
Um, I did that. And then I made sure going forward that I have at least one weekend off a month, one full
Smart.
weekend off Friday through Sunday. So that, if me and my husband wake up one day and he doesn't have, work obligation, we can do like a little weekend trip if we want to.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, just like relax and like not do anything.
Mhm.
Um,
Yes.
but I doing that has also, I feel like, first of all, has prevented burnout
For
and the
sure.
eventual physical decline. But I
Mhm.
feel like when I do those things for myself, I schedule myself in a good way. I only take the bookings that I really, really want to take. I feel like when I do show up for those clients, I am also a better makeup artist for that because I'm rested, my back doesn't hurt. I
Mhm.
I just
Yep.
had, 2 days off to, catch up on laundry and do normal people things and things like that. So I feel like not only does it help me, as a person, but it helps my business out too.
Yeah. 100%. It's almost like the can't pour from an empty cup type of situation.
Yes. And I feel like a lot of people in my industry, specifically bridal makeup artists, are
Mhm.
kind of we kind of have the same personality and that we're people pleasers because we love
Mhm.
making people feel happy and we
Right.
love um unintentionally overextending ourselves because we want to take every bride and
Mhm.
we want to be able to accommodate everyone, but I feel like at the end of the day, like you have to be your number one. And when
Yeah.
you take care of your number one as yourself, I feel like everything else is just better, including your business.
100%. I almost sense like a mindset shift that you had of almost like I have to hustle, hustle, hustle to,
Yes.
sustain
Mhm.
and live and make money. And you were literally breaking down because of it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then,
I was in that mindset for so long, and I'm sure a lot of pretty much every other artist and almost every other wedding vendor can relate to that because when you are starting out in this field, you
yes.
have to say yes. You have to
Yep.
say yes to everything because that's how you get your name out there. It's how you get
Hmm.
your name out there. It's how you build your portfolio. It's how you make money.
Yep.
Um, and when you go from saying yes to everything to kind of thinking like, maybe I should have some personal boundaries.
Right.
Definitely, it's a huge mindset shift, and I didn't even realize that until you just said it to me now. But yeah, that
Oh.
definitely
Mhm.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
almost
needed to
like,
happen too.
right. Like as you were saying it, I was thinking about like almost, and I don't even want to say like the scarcity mindset because like you still had clients and you still had everything, but then you almost moved into like the more like not laissez-faire, but like the I abundance mindset in the aspect of like I know that things are going to work out. I know that things are going to,
Yeah.
like I in raising your prices and stuff like that. Like I sense like a huge like mentality thing.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And I just can't get over the fact that you said that. And that was totally what happened. And I never even realized it. But yeah, I did definitely shift into more of an abundance mindset, especially when I looked at my books again. I was reviewing,
Yeah.
when I was self-employed, and I have a spreadsheet that my email automatically makes for me for bridal
Awesome.
inquiries. And when I
Hmm.
saw that I was turning away 10, 15, 20 people for the same date
Oh
over
my
and
gosh.
over again, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I can definitely afford to work less because the demand will be there. It will absolutely be
100%.
there. But I think it took seeing, for me, I'm a very, obviously a very visual person. I think for
Hmm.
me, I think what got me to that point was having to physically see that information in front of me to be like, oh,
Yes.
okay, I could work less.
Right. Like this
Yeah.
makes sense. Like I'm booked up 3 times over practically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's so you said that like you try to make one free weekend a month. Do you usually just keep it open or how long like in advance should people book you? So for people that are wanting to book you.
Yeah. So I don't have a limit on how far ahead you can book me.
Hmm.
I've never had someone book me more than 3 years in advance.
Oh, okay.
People don't usually plan events out that far, but
Right.
I would say if you're a newly engaged bride, congratulations. When you are
Mhm.
starting to book vendors, I would start to book vendors, including hair and makeup, as early as you possibly can. Um,
100%.
yes, at the end of 2014, I got booked for a 2027 wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one's
Yeah.
like 2027, but in
Right.
2014, I was getting booked for 2026 weddings, and it's still not 2026. So I would
Oh,
say reach out as soon as you can, but also
yes.
don't think, oh my gosh, my wedding, is 3 months away and my makeup artist fell through. She's not going to be available.
Mhm.
Always reach out anyway, because when I'm not available, I have a full list of artists that I refer. Like
I
there
love
has to
that.
be someone available with that. I
Yeah.
will always refer other artists and other teams if I'm not available.
That's amazing. And that's like spreading the love too. Like, that there's
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's people to go around. And I'm
Mhm.
sure that, yeah, brides have been scrambling in the past. Thank goodness I didn't have that experience, of course, but I can
No,
only
you were,
imagine.
I mean, to the T. You were so on. I remember you were so
Thanks.
on top of planning and so organized, and you had a vision and you were making that vision come true. And I loved it. You really were so much fun to work with, Brooke.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Yeah. I'm
shoot.
so glad we can still be connected. I still think
Oh,
about like my past brides like all the time. Like
yeah,
if they're not on social media, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder how, so and so's doing. I still
great.
think about my past brides all the time, and I talk to a lot of my past brides still too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so for people who don't know, Gabby herself got married last December. So December 2024.
Yes.
Um, what was one thing like when you were choosing your makeup artist and you were like, what did you really want for your makeup? And I don't even think I included that in our list of questions, but now
Oh,
I'm just curious.
totally okay. I love talking about this. So when I was engaged, people would ask, oh, so they would really assume that I was going to do my own makeup. And I was like,
Mhm.
no way, I want princess treatment too. Like
Yes. Yes.
I cannot imagine having to do my own makeup on my wedding day. I
Mhm.
just because I know I can does not mean I particularly want to. just
Right.
because of how nervous I knew I was going to be that day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there was only one person I had in mind when it came to doing my makeup, and that is Sarah Rollan, who I worked for at the makeup school for a very long time, and who taught me how to do makeup. And there is no one else. As soon as I was engaged, I was like, I have to book Sarah for my wedding makeup.
Yes.
There was not even a question.
Yeah.
And we did a trial, and I loved my trial so much that I had not a single doubt of how good my wedding makeup was going to be. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're a bride,
Yep.
please book a trial.
Yes, I agree.
They're so important, not only for you, but for us as artists as well, to really get to know you and your features and your skin and your preferences and things like that. But I
Mhm.
loved my wedding makeup. I knew I wanted full glam.
Yep.
Everything makeup, I wanted it on my face, and it was perfect and beautiful and looked so good in every picture. And I was the same way with
Mhm.
hair too.
Yep.
I was like, I booked my regular hairstylist who does my cut and color. Um,
Mhm.
I met her, I want to say about 10 years ago when I started doing makeup, and we were both contractors with the makeup school.
Oh, cool.
And so we had worked, a bunch of weddings together before, and
Mhm.
just loved her Hollywood waves. And
Yes.
yeah, and she did my hair, and my waves, literally, we're leaving the venue, like doing our streamer exit, and my waves are still perfect. So
Iconic.
yes, so iconic. I love them. I still have
Mhm.
my clip-in extensions that she used. I took
Mhm.
them out and I kind of wrapped them up. And I was cleaning out my bathroom drawer the other day and I found them and they were still curled.
Oh my gosh,
Still
that's
curled in a
impressive.
wave.
Yes.
Incredible. But yeah, um I just I had seen, Sarah and Kendall's work up close so many times. That was
Mhm.
the thing about my wedding that I was the least nervous about, which you wouldn't think I would be. You think I'd be the most
Right.
picky about hair and makeup. I was like, I'm good.
Yep. That's when you
Really
know you
just said,
choose the
I'm
right
good.
person. Yes. You're like, whatever, I'll close my eyes and
Yeah.
show up and it'll be all
That's,
good.
that's
Yeah.
literally what I did. Wedding
I
morning.
love
I was
that.
like, I'm in such good hands. I'm so horrifically nervous about everything else except for this.
That's like the best feeling though, is that like you're like, okay, I know that I don't have to worry about this specific thing. Like,
Yeah.
especially when it's the way you look and you think about the pictures and the videos
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I truly hope I make every client feel.
a hundred
Just not
percent.
nervous. Like I never want to be another cause of stress and on what can be a stressful day. I want you to feel the opposite about that. So that's
Yeah.
what I hope that I give.
And you succeed tenfold, 30 times over. Like, yeah, I could have sat in your chair
Thank
all day.
you. Oh, thank you.
um,
I could do your makeup every day. That was so much
oh,
fun.
don't tell me it was a good time. I'll show up at your house. I'll be like, I don't even know where you live, but I'll figure it out and I'll show up and be like, okay, I'm ready to go. It's a Tuesday. What's going on? Going to the store.
I love it.
Full glam.
Yes.
Now, if you had, and I know like we're running close on time here, so I want to be respectful of your day, but if you could have only three makeup products for the rest of your life, think about you're stranded on a desert island forever.
Mhm.
What are you bringing?
I'm prepared. I'm prepared, Brooke. I've pulled it
Yes,
out.
girl.
The
Yes.
first thing,
Okay, eyelash curler.
the first thing would be my eyelash curler, and not just any
Mhm.
eyelash curler. This is the Shiseido eyelash curler.
Okay.
If you're not familiar, it's a Japanese brand. I want to say they're a little under $30.
Mhm.
This is the only eyelash curler that keeps my eyelashes curled and has never pinched me.
Wow.
I repurchased this one. this kind of eyelash curler probably about 3 times. They last me about 5 years before
Solid.
they just don't compress as much, which is pretty good for an eyelash curler. Like if you get
100%.
to wear. And then the next thing I have is my favorite mascara. I have
Yeah.
two like luxury kind of fancy things, and then like one more affordable thing. This is the
Like it.
Maybelline Sky High mascara. This
Ooh, okay.
is a tubing mascara.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have really oily skin, and this is the only mascara that does not smudge on me.
Love it.
It does
Yes.
smudge and it holds a curl, and it's really, really easy to remove at night. And they also have it in brown.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. You sold me. I'm going to the store.
I've repurchased this probably about 10 times.
Oh,
It's my favorite. I just don't even for myself, like I just don't even try anything else.
yeah.
And if they ever stop making this, I will cry.
Cry. Yes. We're going to be like stealing the formula, figuring it out.
Yeah. And then last but not least, this is actually really new to me. This is a bronzer from RMS Beauty. And I've only had this for a couple weeks and it's like been through the ringer clearly.
Yeah.
Um, but I love how this actually makes me look tan because
Mhm.
it has that kind of like red undertone to it versus like a yellowy orange. Because I'm
Love it.
red. I turn red in the sun. I don't
Yep.
turn bronze, you know? So I feel like this is one of the
Yeah.
natural looking bronzers I've ever tried. Because so many others like make me look like orangey yellow, and this one just makes me look tan.
I love that. And is it like almost like a powder cream or is it like I'm trying to get the vibe?
Yeah, it's really cool. This is in the shade Beach Walk Betty, by the way. So if
Okay.
you're fair and kind of like neutral to cool undertones, that the shade is really nice. It's technically a powder, but I feel like it's suspended in a gel.
Yeah.
Like when I swatch it, it feels really like soft and creamy. And whenever I put a brush into it, there's really no powder kick up.
Yes.
It's just really smooth. I've never like I don't know. I haven't really tried another bronzer with this kind of formula and I really like it. So I feel like this is gonna be a kit purchase for me soon. Um,
Yeah.
I just had to try it for myself first.
I love it. And that's a good thing too, is like you want your products to be tried and true by your makeup artist. So they know how it wears, they know what's going on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I take almost everything in my kit for a test run, like on
Mhm.
myself before I put it in my kit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
smart. And I definitely want to try that too because it looks like that's why I asked because I'm like seems like a powder but it looks creamy, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's called
It's
the
great.
Redimension Hydra Bronzer by
Okay.
RMS. And it's in the shade Beach Walk Betty. I haven't tried the other shades. I saw someone on TikTok use this and they were like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this is the best pink tone bronzer. And so I was swindled into getting it, but I love it. I'm probably gonna repurchase
Love
it
it.
for a really long time too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now I have my kit built up in my head and I need to go buy all of these items.
Yeah.
As I'm sure, I'm curious, like if anybody listening, if you end up buying any of this stuff, let me know. Or booking Gabby, because that's even better.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I obviously like I could talk to you forever. I'll go sit in your makeup chair any day of my life. And the first thing that like when I got invited to be on Living 757, I was like, okay, I have to get my makeup done. And then I was like, okay, need to call Gabby right now. Don't know what I'm gonna do if she's booked. Like, but yeah, so I'm so excited to see you on Tuesday.
Same. Me too. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that like you think back like overarching for your career, what is your pinch me moment where you're like this is it. This is what I'm doing. I'm so happy to be living my life. I'm so happy to be, as a makeup artist or just in general. What's that moment for you?
I would have to say The very first thing that comes to mind is getting booked on my first destination wedding.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, it was in Cancun, Mexico.
Oh, yep.
And
Love
I
Cancun.
actually worked this wedding with my hairstylist buddy, Kendall, who is my hairstylist and did my wedding hair. So we did that together.
Awesome.
And it was so much fun. Like, I had only been doing makeup, I think maybe like 2 or 3 years at that point. And my
Mm-hmm.
friend booked me to go to Mexico. I was like, what? I
You're like, are
couldn't
you
even
sure?
believe it. I was like,
Yeah.
she did a trial and she absolutely loved it. And
Love
I
it.
could not believe it. I couldn't even believe it. Like, after I had flown there, I was like,
Yeah.
is this real life right now? So
Right.
that was a pinch me moment for sure. That was like very, very cool moment in my career. And I've done lots of them, since then. But that first
Mm-hmm.
one I got booked for, I was like, okay, I can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And that just the atmosphere of it. It's like, yeah, like you love Hampton Roads where it's beautiful over here, but Mexico, like that's a whole different, yeah, you're like that
Oh,
I'm a celebrity makeup artist now.
yes.
Like we're Kim Kardashian. She's going to call me tomorrow. Like this is the jam. Like yeah, it's me and Buddy over here.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's literally how I felt. And I am just so grateful for that experience. I think when that happened too, it came at a time where I was going through some serious, serious like imposter syndrome, doubt,
Mm.
and then literally the proof of you are a good artist and people want you at their wedding in a different country was like laid out right in front of me. So I needed that
Oh,
to happen, and I'm so grateful for my bride, Alice. Um,
oh,
and I hope if she's watching, I hope you're doing amazing. I'm
we love you, Alice.
love you, Alice. And really, honestly, for every bride who has trusted me with their face on like the most special, like one of the most special and important days of their lives, like that has never not been humbling for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every
That's
every time I get booked for bridal, I'm like, this is so cool. I can't believe they trust me. That's amazing.
right. You're like, well, and your Instagram page, of course, is like, that's actually, I think, how I found you. I was just like searching local makeup artists, and then I found your page, and all of your pictures were like 100% like, I love all of these. Any of this, like, yes,
Thank
this is
you.
who I want.
I
And
love
I feel
that.
like, yeah, like you have like such a to me it's like the ideal like type of makeup style where it's like you can go full glam if you want, but you can be like natural clean girl if you want. But I feel like I don't know, like for me I think I asked more so in the middle but leaning toward full glam situation.
Hmm.
But
Yes.
I feel like it was the perfect blend and somehow you just mastered it.
Yeah, I remember. It was like romantic, like
Yes.
princess glam. Like it was
Yes.
definitely glam, but it wasn't super smoky or super heavy. Like your features were super defined. We did like full coverage skin. I remember. I
Mhm.
remember.
Yes, you got it
Like
right, girl.
a
You got
cute
it right.
little like fluffy lash, like a really bright
Yes.
inner corner. I remember, Brooke. I
Mm-hmm.
know.
100%.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite styles of makeup to do for bridal because you look like yourself, but
Right.
your features are more defined, and there's this kind of like very feminine, like kind of ethereal bridal like vibe to it. So I'm glad I got to do that look on you. I loved it. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you. And I got so many compliments that day, specifically on my makeup. Like everybody just kept coming up and was like, "Oh my gosh, your makeup's so beautiful!" Like,
Oh,
so I think
I love it.
I think
Oh,
the
thank
crowd
you for
loved it.
telling me that. That makes me feel so good.
Yeah, of course. And so is there anything else like you want to tell our listeners, our viewers now? Of course, I'm going to blast you all over social media. I'll
So
include all of your
sweet.
handles. Is there anything specific that you want to share? Anything coming up? Anything like this is your time. Like promote yourself, girl.
Yeah. Honestly, not a whole lot coming up besides lots of weddings this fall.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram. If you are a artist watching this who is just kind of starting out in the field, I want you to know that it is never too late to do exactly what you want to do. I am a college dropout. I dropped out of college
Woo!
and I went to makeup school. And I
Yeah,
started
girl.
doing that oh my gosh, I'm 34 now. Okay, when I was 24 years old. So basically in my
Yeah.
mid 20s. And I thought at that time I was so old and I was like past my career prime.
Right.
And I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, and I'm 34, and I feel like it has just only continued to get better.
Mhm.
And it's literally never too late. If this is like what you want to do and you've been thinking about it, just go for it. It's very fulfilling and very rewarding, and you just truly make so many people's lives better in our own way.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Like I I feel like every listener in this podcast has something that they want to like do in their life, and it might not make sense. It might not be like the right choice in quotation marks. Like, I'm sure dropping out of college was really scary. It's like this
It's
thing that we were
just,
all fed,
yeah,
you
that was
know.
like the least fun conversation I've ever had with
Yeah.
my parents.
Yes, I'm sure. Like they're like, "Oh, you're going to go living on the street now, girl. Like see you later."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, just like don't be afraid of, what you think people are gonna say and, what society, thinks about you. Do what you want to do. Life is very short and you are never too old to do whatever you really want to do in life. So, yeah.
I love that too, because that's exactly like, and it's kind of a weird spot, like in your 20s and 30s, where you're like, okay, did I miss the boat on where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing? Should I
Mhm.
make a pivot? Should I not? And I think you hit the nail on the head. And I'm so grateful to know you. And like I said, I think of you as like a personal friend and a business friend, and I look up to you personally.
Same, Brooke.
So
Same.
thank you. Yeah. Thank you for sharing this space with me. And I can't wait to see you on Tuesday.
Yes, I can't wait either. It'll be so much fun. And thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. And I'm going to tag you, of course, but tell everybody where they can find you really quick.
On Instagram, you can find me at Gaby Roby _MUA. That is GABYROBY
Yes. Okay. Perfect. And I will, yeah, I'll follow up with you, of course. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
All right.